heard of the U.S. Air Base, Area 51, but what if it's more than that, much more? In Lincoln County, Nevada, a population of only about 5,000 has many secrets that keeps the population growing. Lincoln County's air base behind barbed wire fences brings many questions towards the U.S. government. No pictures have ever been seen of Area 51 besides one shot by NASA from space that they had to beg and plead to be posted. Though used since the mid-1900s, following a Freedom of Information Act request, the CIA publicly acknowledged the existence of the base for the first time in 2013, disclassifying documents detailing the history and purpose of Area 51. Based on those historical evidence, it is most likely supports the development and testing of experimental aircrafts and weapon systems, or more commonly known as the Black Projects. The intense security surrounding the base has made it the frequent subject of conspiracy theories and a central component to unidentifying flying objects, or UFOs. The first questions that many conspiracists ask is, why is Area 51 so secret? Anyone coming near the place is bombarded by the Army or other government's security, and is kicked off the place right away. It's no filming or nothing. And with this much security in place that is not advertised by the public, it makes many questions towards the U.S. government. While much of it is government and military classified work, others suggest that there is other beings there. The first conspiracy is the Roswell, New Mexico UFO conspiracy theory. In July 1947, a rancher by the name of Mac Brazel found strange metal in his land in New Mexico. Brazel took the debris to the authorities in Roswell. The commanding officer at the time, Colonel Blanchard, was also intrigued, and he ordered an investigation. After collecting the scrap and other evidence off of Brazel's property, the 1st Army Command at Roswell issued a press release stating that they had recovered some type of alien activity in a flying disc. But after that was published, it was pulled the next day, and they published an article saying it was only a crashed weather balloon, and then taking the scrap metal away and not telling the public where it was until 20 years later, which was the Area 51. But many wondered why the police and army were so set on aliens until they brought it to Area 51. This is where the air base got more interesting to the U.S. population and grew questioning about alien communication in Area 51. The second conspiracy theory is about the planes and jets that are made there. They aren't our average ones or average military planes and jets that we see flying over us or see in pictures. They're very alien-like. They're flying discs, and then there's like ones that are oddly shaped, and they just don't make sense, like why we would need those in the military. Like, they just look like we wouldn't need those to fight or to ship things off. And many think that the aliens living at Area 51 gave them this idea and told them to like make their ships like the ones they make in space. And the last conspiracy theory is about the workers that have came out and told about the Men in Black. Though it takes a lot to get a job there, and you have to be very trustworthy, and you have to go through questionings to make sure that you're not going to tell anything that goes on at Area 51. A few workers were interviewed by the public and the news, and they state things about Area 51 that many people haven't heard before, which is the Men in Black. And every one of these people, and then on the articles about the people that encountered Men in Black, all described them the same. Very tall men, very pale, and they had like no face, no features, no eyebrows, and they have a very small mouth, and they wear all black, a black suit and a black hat. And the one I want to talk about today is about a picture that, his name was Jen Templeton. He took a picture of his daughter, and behind the picture, it was like a field, and behind her was an astronaut, and it was very figurey. It didn't look real. It was a weird astronaut figure behind her. And when he published it, he noticed that it was there, and so he like let the picture go out. And once it went out, 2 people came to his door, and they called themselves number 9 and number 10, and they said they worked with the government, and they wanted to know more about the picture, and they wanted to know where he took the picture at. And he told them where they took the picture, but he said that he didn't actually see the figure in real life, only after it was published. And so when Jim didn't tell them much more, they felt very angry, and they left, and Jim never saw them again, but he felt very scared of them, like they were going to come again, and they were just very rude to him about it, and they just had no features, and he just didn't know who they were, and nobody in the town even saw them. It was only him, he saw them. And this is a mild case of the Men in Black. There's many more that are much worse and just make you kind of scared that if you see an alien, maybe something might show up at your door. And even if you don't believe in aliens, or you don't believe that the government is using aliens at Area 51, it's still very weird why Area 51 is so so secret, and like the public can't come up to it or can't ask questions about it. And it was only acknowledged in 2013 after like 50 years of using it. Like, no one understands why it's so secret, which kind of makes you think maybe aliens are there, and maybe aliens are real, and we're using aliens to make us win wars and win things and just extra things that we need.